Hi, everybody. We are here today to go over some notes that we got from the Mastermind in San Diego, beautiful San Diego. And I'm here with two of my compadres, two of my posse. One of them is Nicole Hanner. And Nicole is fairly new to real estate. She's been in marketing for a long time. So she has a fresh perspective. I want to give you some of her fresh perspective on what we saw in San Diego. And then I've got Martha Cho, who will show up sooner or later. She's somewhere close. Are you there, Martha?
I'm here.
All right, good. Let's see you. We still got that blob, so we're technically impaired a little bit. We're still live. So anyway, guys, I just got invited to a super cool mastermind in San Diego, and it didn't hurt at all that it was in San Diego because we had much better weather there than we got. So I think I've got a screen that actually shows you some of the snapshots that we took, and maybe we'll get that on the screen so you can see it. But we had a nice boat cruise. We just had fabulous weather. Everybody's outside. You know, I've lived in 6 different states, but the western states actually, these people have got a gift for getting outside and exercising. Man, that's what they do. So that was one of the things that I noticed. This is some of the snapshots that we took, and I hope you browsed through them, but it was exciting. It was informative. It really taught me a lot of things about EXP that I didn't know, and I've been with them for over a year now, coming up on 2. And I wish I'd done this much sooner in my experience with them. So I guess one of the ways I want to get started is just to ask Nicole. Nicole, you've been around me for over a year or a couple of years now, and you know real estate from a certain vantage point, but this was kind of intense. You had to sit in a room and listen to realtors speak for 2 days. Yeah. And did you survive it?
I survived. Boat trip. I couldn't escape the boat trip, but it was the skyline was good nonetheless.
It was.
Yeah. So, being in marketing for, quite a number of years, I guess what I would say is, I can market anything, but it's the heartfelt things that I like to market. And when John Pugh spoke about a mission-driven business, specifically in real estate, that really resonated with me because, people might not necessarily remember the number of houses that you've sold over your, tenure in your career, but they're going to remember the good that you did, and they're going to remember the families that you've touched, everything. And he was really cheerleading, just standing up for that, just indicating that, you don't need more and more leads. You need to find the leads or the past clients that resonate with your core values. What is your team, or, as an agent, what do you stand for?
Right.
And, in marketing, how are you showing that? Your posts, lining up with charities, relationships, supporting other business owners and that type of thing, and showcasing, your heart to the community that you serve. So that definitely resonated with me, probably more than anyone, even though there was fabulous leaders to learn from. But he just really honed in on find your core values, find out what you stand for, and be known for that. Post about that. He actually said that 27% of your posts on social media should actually be should only be listings. The rest should be showcasing the value-based marketing. So what you're providing your customers and how you're identifying with everyone. So so he just said serve a higher purpose, and the leads will come. So that was one of my favorite parts.
That was one of the greatest things about this group of people. There was less than 200, maybe 210, something like that in the room. And during that period of time, they raised, if you've got this slide, Dave, you can put it up. They raised enough money to provide for 2 million meals for a charity that actually Tony Robbins supports. The name of that charity, do you have it?
Feeding America.
It's Feeding America. So they got 2 million. They got enough money to provide 2 million meals. And we don't even think about it, most of us, but I got a note passed to me from Nicole during this thing that North Carolina is number 8 in families that have a hard time feeding themselves. And it's hard to believe because we live in a pretty prosperous state, but we're number 8. That was amazing. So that was a huge takeaway. And it was the way that the tempo was set from the beginning was about giving. And of course, giving is, I believe strongly in giving. I think my philosophy is it's a giving universe. The universe expands billions of miles every single day. So you can't outgive the universe. You can't outgive God, as some of us believe. So giving is a very, very important part of my life. And I think it should be the important part of anybody's business. And it actually is a part of most of the people that I know. But so other big takeaways or questions about this, I would tell you that I've been in real estate for over 30 years, and it was a powerful group of business people, not just real estate agents. I mean, these people were aggressive. Some of them ran big teams. Some of them ran luxury teams. It was a very driven crowd. It was a very ambitious crowd. And ambition is a good word in my vocabulary, because they make the most of the career that they've been given and the opportunities that we've been given in real estate. So they're owners, they're leaders. They lead their teams, and they lead it by having the right partners. And the right partners are the group that we founded in EXP called Fast Forward. It's called Fast Forward Mastermind is what it was called. And Fast Forward, there's different groups within EXP, but the Fast Forward movement, AKA, is called the Producers group. And this is made up of really high producing teams across America. So there's a lot to learn. And you can choose who you're in business with and who you want to learn from and who you want to grow with. So choosing the right mentors, I think, in this business is really, really important. I can tell you on less than one hand the number of people that have ever taken an interest in my business, and it would be a very small number. One of them was a female broker that I had a long time ago at Prudential. And she told me one of the famous statements I took to heart. She said, "Marti, you know what? You've sold a lot of houses, but nobody knows your name." And so I took that to heart and began to market a little bit at that point in time. So choosing the right mentors and the right people to be around is really important.
Mm-hmm. And another point is just the fact that EXP specifically, you have a room full of EXP top producers. They have huge teams. Some of them have like really rock solid processes that they've already developed and honed over learning from other top producers. And that's just a resource that you have through EXP. And it was just really cool to see all of the different mentors that you have to choose from and all the things that they've accomplished that you can tap into anytime you want.
You can, and you can get a little bit from one and a little bit from another, and then you can put together your own business plan, because you got to have a battle plan for your business, for your buyers and for your sellers, but having the right people in your life to draw from. And, I'm struck by this new vibe of collaboration, because I've been in real estate a long time, and it is a new vibe. And I still talk to agents who are very much entrenched in what I would call the old way of doing business. And that is a closed book. That I'm a better agent. This is not an open, let's work together approach. So this new vibe that EXP has really come with has really got to my heart, because I care about the next generation of business professionals that come into real estate, because real estate's been really good to me, and I want it to be good for the next group. You stand on the shoulders of the people who have gone before you and what they learn, and what you're supposed to do is take the good from what you learn from them and add your good and come up with a better product. There's an old poem that said, "I wish I could become the man that my father never was, so that my son will be the man that I never shall be." It's about progression. And I really think that collaboration is a strong aspect of this business. So another thing I got out of it before we go on is people that can look around the corner to really see where business is going, where our business of real estate is going, because it doesn't stay the same. It's changing. And yet somehow, that old saying, you can't see the forest for the trees. It's a true story. I mean, everything has changed. Hilton used to be the largest owner of hotel suites in the world. Now a little company called Airbnb has a higher value, and it took Hilton over 100 years to be that significant. So you got Uber, you got Lyft, you got Netflix. There's so many examples of how life is changing, but yet we in real estate, the real estate industry has been late doing that. So that's another thing that I got from that mastermind. And of course, then we could talk about dogs. You want to talk about dogs?
The black lab or the fat dog, aka the lazy dog.
There is two types of people, two types of agents, and that's I'm happy, I'm fat, I'm comfortable. I don't want to do anything different. I'm kind of in my so I think that's a fat dog, and there's nothing wrong with being a fat dog if you want to stay a fat dog. But a lot of you people, actually, agents have different ideas of what their business should be, and they're more of a black lab. They're ready to play. They're ready to engage. They're ready to get in this business at a very high level. So that's what I would say. What do you think about fat dogs and labs?
Yeah, I love black labs. But the notion was that you want to, as a team leader, attract the type of agents that are flourish, ground running, rather than, the agent that is kind of in a suggestion or whatnot.
You do.
Whether you're a team lead or just a single agent. So, and the black labs need to attract the black labs.
That's it.
So
that's it. One of the things that they said, one of the questions somebody asked me recently is, why don't more team leaders join EXP? And I've really been thinking about that a lot. And one of the reasons, there's many reasons, because everybody's different. So everybody's got their own reason. But one of the reasons is EXP wasn't their idea. And if it wasn't my idea, it wasn't a great idea. Then I have to go back to compare team leaders to actually Gary Keller, Dave Liniger, the people that own Keller Williams, the people that own Remax, the group that owns Caldwell Bankers. They're kind of a leader out there in an ivory tower. And every time a deal is made by one of those black labs, they get a little piece of the action. And although we don't want to admit it, when we're a team leader, every time one of our team players makes a sale, we benefit. Now, granted, we put a lot of that money back into the business, and we try to provide more and more opportunities for our team leaders. But nevertheless, we're in our own little ivory tower. So when EXP is actually a model where it doesn't scare you to have somebody come to work with you as a partner that could actually be better than you. Imagine that. It's kind of different.
With EXP as a team leader, you're actually called to attract those black labs and those agents that are going to be better than you, that you can raise up, train better, and surpass you. Because both people are going to benefit. They're going to benefit from the training and the resources that you provide them, and then they're going to benefit as a team leader. Yeah. Monetarily also, but so it's kind of a win-win.
It is. So if you have any questions at all, just type them in. We want to spend just a little bit of time with you, but some of the things that EXP, that you think about when you're going to get people to understand this model is, first of all, it's just not for everybody, because everybody's not a black lab. Everybody's not into growing, and it intimidates them. And I've heard the feeling, I'll go over it at the end of this, but I'm not a recruiter. Well, you recruit every day that you work with buyers and that you work with sellers. So why stop with that? So EXP's kind of motto is that you grow from the bottom up. In other words, if you're a team leader, your team is only as good as you can make the bottom person. So you keep on trying to elevate that bottom person, get their skills up, get their sales up. It is a sales organization that sells quite a bit of real estate. So you want to aspire to be the kind of leader that can attract people who, number one, want to sell real estate, number two, who want to learn business, and number three, who wants opportunities that haven't been available to them at other companies. Mm-hmm. So that's what I thought about. When I was trying to explain when I was talking about the difference in the ladder, remember? Mm-hmm. I said, the models that have been out there for just decades and decades could only take you so high. But when you finally get a ladder that can really take you as high as you can imagine, it's almost scary. I think some people are quite intimidated by it because, I can't do that. Oh, it's too late, this, that, and the other. But the models that I was able to learn from out there were really about leadership and the leadership of the team leader, how to be a better leader, how to have a stronger mindset for your people to model. Of course, like Nicole said, the systems and standards. And there's even a lot of talk about, there was actually two agents out there I was with Kyle Whistle and Dan Beer, and they both have two of their agents that have broke over $1 million worth of commissions with a model that uses a showing agent. In other words, this is one of their top agents, but they also use a showing agent. So that is happening, and I don't see that happening that much here in the Triangle, although I have seen a little bit of it. But that's a coming about new model. And they also teach their people how to have meaningful conversations with their buyers and sellers and how to be a great storyteller. I think it was Parker Creech, who may or may not be in the business now, but a long time ago, he said, if you break real estate down, so the most elementary level is to sell a house and tell the world you sold it. Mm-hmm. So it's just simple. It's a simple business, mm-hmm. But you got to be able to tell their needs instead of what you've got to sell. And that also happens if you're a team leader and you're talking to your agents. You really want to focus on their needs and where they are and what you can do to elevate their business. So I talked a lot about time management, things I'm crappy on, and it talked about speed of implementation. When you hear something, how long does it take you to put it in your system and set it up so it starts working like really, really quickly?
Yeah, I really enjoyed some of their discussions about different tools and resources and platforms that they've already tried out, not having to reinvent the wheel. If a top team leader with X amount of agents, it works great for them and they're producing, millions in volume, obviously it's probably a trusted resource. So there's so many things that you can tap into. It was amazing. So for me at marketing and liking productivity and scheduling and some of the higher tech stuff just to make things more efficient, it was really cool to hear about new platforms that I hadn't even heard of before. But and then another point was, as an independent agent, that wanting to keep, your sole business just to yourself, you can really, as being part of the team at EXP, just tap into the resources that are already in place. Like you don't have to try to be the marketing person, the IT person, figure out the best CRM. You have all of these things that, are just laid out for you. So That was really good. And every time you go to a training, you're updated with new resources that you can have and use. So
it is, but what the basis of it all, the foundation of it all is what you started out with. And that's to really care about your people and your community. And of course, your people are your buyers and your sellers and the agents that you work with, to care about fellow agents. And I have to tell you that real estate for years and years has been so competitive that we didn't care if we dissed the other agent. Mm-hmm. We didn't care. I mean, basically I could name names, but I shall not. But but with people who basically had no interest in making the industry look better. They had an interest in making themselves look better. And that's kind of sad. So this really elevates that. And I think one of the other big points that got to me is you just got to be relentless about going towards things that make you uncomfortable. And that's a big statement because none of us like to be uncomfortable. So you're not very comfortable being on here today, are you? But yeah.
I'm a behind the scenes for sure. Yeah, I think to your other point, I think it was Treasure Davis. She was talking about business with agent to agent referrals. So obviously you need to be nice to the other agents for that. But she had lots of different ways of, writing review, just fun, different, little gifts and things that you can pass back and forth of kind of building your community up in that referral network to gain the leads. But, that's really having to up your collaboration and not being selfish.
That's right.
Being like showing your heart to other agents. You're all in it to win, That's it. And one of the things Treasure said that I thought was unique is it said, let's say you're doing a relocation to, I don't know, Naples, Florida. So you've got a contact in Naples, Florida. If you've taken the time to make that contact, make a video with that agent that you're referring them to in Naples, Florida, and say, hey, John and Ann, I want to introduce you to Rosemarie that has known and sold in Naples, Florida for 20 years. And I trust her to do an incredible job for you. And then let Rosemarie talk and introduce herself. And that goes the extra mile compared to just a name and a number that somebody can follow up on. That really goes the extra mile. So I think most of us really don't slow down enough to do the details that would elevate this industry to a level that we could be really, really proud of. So just in closing, I want to, Martha, have you got anything to say, or are you just going to?
I wasn't in San Diego. I was jealous that you guys were able to experience that warm weather, but I have been really impressed with just our short 2 years with EXP, the collaboration aspect of it. And I think it's just important to always remember everyone here, every top producer, every team leader started out at the very beginning. With this new EXP brokerage, the collaboration, the things that you're learning from top producers in not just our local area, but across the nation is just one of my very most favorite things about our brokerage. So I've just been really impressed with everything that you guys have taken away from this mastermind.
Good.
And are able to share with everyone too.
Well, we promise you can go the next time, Martha. So but put up that last slide, David, and let me just go over some of the things. When somebody came to me, actually two people approached me about EXP long before I joined EXP. And frankly, they approached me the wrong way. And I want to caution you on that, not to let that totally turn you off if that's happened to you, because there's a lot of people that really just look at this business and say, I can make a fortune off of, just rev share. And that's not it. We want you to make a fortune off of your business of selling real estate. And there's only really a few people that would do any rev share. So I don't think I've got that paper. Let me see it. But this is their story versus our story. And the first one is a pyramid scheme versus pyramid yes, scheme no. Really, I believe with all business is a pyramid. All business has somebody at the top that's benefited many people. Actually, they've benefited people. They've actually put people to work underneath them. And some of them have treated those people really, really good. I'm sure there's some bad stories out there. But yes, everything in my mind is a pyramid. But this is not a scheme. This is one that this company is approaching 100,000 people, 100,000 agents, and it's in 17 or 19 countries now. I don't know, but it's definitely not a scheme. It's definitely a high producing real estate company. And then the second misconception is only recruiters. There's no production. That is far from the truth. This is one of the top 5 real estate companies in the U.S. right now and climbing. So it's 95% of the agents that are out there don't recruit. And recruit is really not a bad word. It's somebody that cares enough to sit down and talk to you about your future, your expectations, what you want out of business, and specifically in this business, what you want out of your. Hey guys, we lost power. We lost the internet, so we're finishing this up with the hopes that you'll grab this whole thing. But I think I was talking about people's objection and their story versus our story. So I was hearing from people it's too late to join, and it's really actually a great time to join because it's gained a lot of national recognition in 17 or 19 different companies. Here's another one that they hear: I will lose friends. If my friends think I'm trying to recruit them, I will lose them. And there may be some of that. Some people may consider it an insult if you try to have lunch with them and pop EXP on them. The truth of it is I don't want to leave my friends out of a great opportunity. And so I don't have a problem because I've actually gotten to know and invested the time in getting to know about this company and this opportunity. And the last one is I'm too old to start over again. Don't even think about getting that objection on me. So I just wanted to tell you that it's really, it's to your benefit, but to one person it's a benefit and not to another person. And that just reminds me of what Henry Ford said a long time ago. He said, if you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can, you can't. And so what kind of person are you? Are you the person that thinks you can do something, that you can take something with a great opportunity? Some people grasp it. And when they grasp it, they really get a hold of it. And they understand it because they said, if so-and-so could do it, I could do it. Are you that kind of person that says if so-and-so can do it, I can do it? I can tell you some great examples about that, but I will not do that. You've got chains on you. You can actually achieve so much in this industry. It is amazing. It's amazing where I came from and what I was able to accomplish with an imperfect, broken down ladder of the old models that were out there, and just where this model has the ability to take you to over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years. So be around people who expect more of you. Because if you're around people that raise your level, that expect more of you, guess what? You'll achieve more in life. So that's pretty much, I got some closing remarks here from Martha and from Nicole. So close it out, Nicole.
Yeah, we just ask that you, do your research, figure out if, this type of models is right for you. But definitely do your research. It's all that we were talking about. It's people building each other up. We're happy to talk with you guys. If you guys have any questions, that's it.
Our door is open, and we're looking for great partners. So if you're looking for a great partner, we'd love to talk to you. And we're talking about real estate. How